There we go. Okay, ladies, it's up and going. And did Judith do it, or did it just,
John.
John?
John came earlier and said that.
Oh, he just had to,
Yeah.
well,
We just didn't know.
oh, okay. Okay, so here we are, ready to go. And we'll run through the announcements rather quickly. And because most of y'all can read, but sometimes it's helpful to, oh, but my watch keeps talking to me. Okay.
You need to accept the latest privacy agreement.
I need to accept the latest privacy agreement. Well, whatever. Okay. Pat Armstrong's in Discovery Village Rehab in South Lake, and you can see the room number and everything. And Sherilyn Nelson is dealing with ongoing issues, but she's here with us, and we're glad you are. And Chris Fry also has this neuromuscular and bone and joint pain and pulmonary fibrosis. And Pablo Arista, that was such good news that he is in rehab and gaining strength. And Sherilyn was just telling me that there was just a big mix-up in the information about her sister because her sister had been on dialysis and then wanted to get off dialysis, and if you get off dialysis, you just have about a couple of weeks to live unless medicine is working and a whole bunch of other stuff. I know my dad was on dialysis for several, I think for 2 years. I know for at least a year. And so anyway, her sister is okay. As far as okay it could be, you know, when you have that. Yeah, okay. And Jean Rowell requests prayers for her son Tim, who is searching for a stronger faith and a new job. And then, of course, we want to be concerned about our Christians in Nigeria. Gary has been to Nigeria, I think, about 5 times. And it's the most populated country in Africa, and it's not all that big. Tanzania is a lot bigger in land area, but he said there are just people everywhere there. But Christianity has been growing in Nigeria, and yet in the northern part of Nigeria in particular, there's that Boko Haram and militant Muslims. And because of that, they have filtered down to the south. And the president of Nigeria is Muslim, so he's covering up a lot of the stuff that's going on. And at any rate, we need to, and it was interesting in the first century, the more persecution there was, the faster the church grew. So, but we want to keep our brothers and sisters there in mind in our prayers and in our thoughts, because, and when you know, sometimes we'll say, pray for these people over there, but when you actually know individuals by name and by face, and you've been with them, you know, it makes a difference in the intensity that you feel for them. And then we have the people recovering from their surgery procedures, and those still undergoing chemotherapy and radiation, and the people to continue to remember. And there's a thank you note from Nolan and Maddie and James. I guess he can say thank you. But our brothers and sisters at Bridgewood, thank you so much for your generosity, love, support, and prayers we have received over the past few months, and especially while we were in the hospital with James. We are so grateful for this congregation and the love that you've shown all of us. And it's good to see that James is doing well. And our second annual Thanksgiving dinner, if you would like to be a part of that, the deadline to sign up is Sunday, November 23rd. And Pam Griffin and Jackie Simpleman, if you need more information, if you want to, you can help out with that if you want to, but you don't have to. They're taking care of all of that. If you'd like to come, and then Pack the Pantry is, it's not tomorrow, it is Thursday. And we're going to need some help with that. But also tomorrow is the cleanup out around. So you may want to be involved with that. I was going to mention this right quickly. I had mentioned to you that we would probably finish this section up by the end of the, when we dismiss for the holidays. But then again, we may not. But anyway, on what we would study after the first of the year, Charlene gave me a little blurb or ad about a book that she hadn't read it, but she said it sounded really good, by Cindy Colley, Women of Troubled Times, and that we might want to study from that. And then I had some books written by women for ladies' classes in my library that I never had used for a class because, a lot of times I don't know if they're appropriate for the age group that we have here or whatever. And I looked through some of those and I realized that one thing, especially after the first of the year when it is cold and we're inside, and also sometimes we have weather that we have to dismiss class. Sometimes we have so many people sick, we dismiss class. Sometimes I may be sick and we dismiss class. And I got to thinking about the fact that starting a book that had like 13 lessons, and usually those 13 lessons stretch into 16 or 20 or whatever, that maybe we would just pick up some topics or something that you might be interested in if you had a question that you wanted us to discuss, or a topic, and we would start something like that maybe next year. So I'm going to order this book by Cindy Colley and look over it and see if it's something that I can work with. A lot of times a book may be good, you might want to read it and say, I got some good out of that, but I may not be able to work with it the way I think and teach, because I think a little differently. But the word is always a good to go to anyway. And there are some things that I have been thinking about recently that I may want to share with you. But if you've got any questions or any topic that you'd like for us to look into, you can ask those, and we'll see what we can do with that. And so since I'm up here, I'll go ahead and lead our prayer, and then we'll get started on the lesson. Heavenly Father, thank you that we can call you Father, that we can come before your throne of grace to find mercy and grace to help in time of need, and to thank